Once upon a time, barbecue wasn't a flavor, it was an event. You could smell it before you saw it. Hickory smoke drifting across a backyard, slow music in the background, someone tending the grill with quiet pride. But somewhere along the way, that ritual disappeared. Today, much of what's labeled smoked in grocery stores never even touches a smoker. The ribs, the brisket, the sausages, they're flavored, not smoked. Welcome to the Great BBQ Betrayal, the story of how we lost real smoke and why it matters more than you might think. Barbecue, the soul of America. Barbecue isn't just food, it's identity. For generations, it's been how Americans celebrated, grieved, and gathered. It's part of the national memory. You can picture it easily. A summer afternoon, the smell of mesquite or oak, dad or grandpa standing proudly by the pit. Kids running around with plates of corn, someone joking about low and slow. BBQ was never fast food, it was slow pride. Each region had its signature. The Carolinas with their tangy vinegar sauces, Texas with dry rubbed brisket, Memphis ribs so tender they fall off the bone, Kansas City drowning everything in sweet, smoky sauce. That smoke wasn't just seasoning, it was a badge of honor. It meant you had patience, skill, and a story to tell. But now, that story's been rewritten. The betrayal begins. So what changed? How did smoked become just a word on a label? It started when food companies realized smoke was expensive. Real barbecue takes hours, sometimes a full day. You need wood, fire control, and space. But factories don't have that kind of time, so they found a shortcut. Enter liquid smoke, a chemical solution invented in the 1890s that captures smoke particles in water. It sounds harmless, just condensed smoke, right? But that's where the illusion begins. Instead of actual smoking, processors now paint flavor onto meat. Those beautiful grill marks you see on smoked chicken or ribs, often seared or printed on for looks. The smoky aroma? Usually from lab-made compounds labeled as natural flavor. That's not barbecue, that's smoke-flavored marketing. What's really in your smoked meat? Walk through any grocery store. You'll see smoked ham, smoked turkey, smoked sausages, BBQ-flavored ribs. Flip the package over and you'll spot it. Words like liquid smoke, smoke flavoring, or caramel color. That's the modern version of BBQ. Flavor first, fire last. Even the color, that rich mahogany glow, is often fake, achieved with molasses or yeast extracts like torula yeast to mimic real smoke reactions. So while your tongue might be fooled, your soul isn't. It doesn't feel like BBQ, because it isn't. We didn't just lose flavor, we lost time. Real barbecue isn't about ingredients, it's about patience. The slow cook, the careful watch, the smell building over hours. In a world obsessed with speed, barbecue was a rebellion, proof that good things take time. But once factories stepped in, everything changed. Now it's heat and eat. Convenience replaced craftsmanship. We didn't just lose smoke, we lost connection. To the fire, to the family table, to the effort behind every bite. The nostalgia arc. There was a time when barbecue wasn't a recipe, it was a ritual. Weekends meant gathering wood, prepping meat, and letting time do the work. Today, it's a microwave beep away. The smoke we smell now comes from a bottle, not a pit. Somewhere between convenience and profit, we forgot why it mattered. That slow meals brought people closer together. We didn't just trade effort for ease, we traded memory for marketing. How the industry faked the smoke. Liquid smoke, the main ingredient. Factories burn wood chips, capture the vapor, and condense it into a dark liquid that's added to sauces, marinades, or injected directly into meat. Artificial coloring. To mimic that deep, smoky bark, caramel coloring is brushed or sprayed on. Pre-cooked meats. Many BBQ products are cooked in steam ovens, then cooled and packaged with smoke flavoring added. Printed grill marks. Yes, literally printed. Factories use hot iron plates or edible dyes to make meats look grilled. In the end, it's not barbecue. It's the idea of barbecue. A simulation so convincing most people never question it. Why it hurts more than it should. It's not just about taste, it's about pride. Barbecue was craftsmanship passed down through generations. It was how dads taught sons, how families connected. Now, That craft has been outsourced to machines. The community pit replaced by conveyor belts. The aroma of hickory replaced by smoke essence. The betrayal isn't that they faked the flavor, it's that we let them. The cultural loss. Barbecue has deep roots, especially in the American South. It came from communal cooking traditions, from enslaved people who turned tough cuts of meat into tender feasts through patience and fire. Over time, BBQ became a symbol of unity and celebration. Everyone gathered around the pit, equal under the smoke. Today, that history is buried under packaging and slogans. We've lost not just a method, but a story, one that deserves to be remembered. Why liquid smoke took over. Thoughtful. To be fair, liquid smoke isn't evil. It's clever chemistry, and it made barbecue flavor accessible everywhere. It's cheap, fast, and shelf-stable. You don't need a smoker or patience, just a drop or two, and boom, smoky flavor. But convenience always comes with a cost. When everything tastes like barbecue, nothing truly is barbecue anymore. The mystery and respect fade. What once required mastery now fits in a factory bottle. The emotional truth. Real barbecue wasn't about seasoning or sauce. It was about time, care, and love. Things that don't come in packets. When we eat today's smoked meat, we're not tasting smoke. We're tasting nostalgia, bottled and sold back to us. That's what makes the great barbecue betrayal sting. We didn't just lose a flavor. We lost the patience that made it sacred. The hope. Reviving real barbecue. But all is not lost. Across America, small pitmasters still keep the fire alive. Literally. You'll find them in roadside shacks, backyard competitions, and old family joints where wood piles sit beside smokers that never rest. Every brisket they smoke is a protest against the fake flavor revolution. How to spot the fake from the real. If you want real smoked meat, here's what to look for. Check the label. If it says smoke flavor added, it's not the real deal. Trust local BBQ joints, especially those with visible pits or wood stacks. Avoid mass-produced BBQ products. True smoked meat doesn't come vacuum sealed. Look for uneven bark and pink smoke rings, signs of actual wood fire. Real smoke leaves marks that machines can't fake. The symbolism behind the story. This story isn't just about food. It's about how modern life replaces effort with imitation. How industries bottle authenticity and sell it back to us as convenience. BBQ just happens to be the perfect example, because it was once sacred. And when something sacred is faked, we feel it deep down. That's the emotional power behind the great barbecue betrayal. It's not about blaming, it's about remembering. Real barbecue isn't about perfection, it's about patience, smoke, and pride. It's about stories told over fire, families coming together, and the smell that told you it was time to eat. So next time you see smoke flavor added on a label, remember what we lost and what's still worth keeping. Because smoke can be bottled, but soul can't.